My secret weapon.
Light it up, pedal to the metal. We're gonna take it to a whole nother level tonight. Alright, a whole nother level. I don't know what we've been waiting for.
Yeah. So I watched your heat training video, and unfortunately.
And while you sleep, I mark my goals. Then so think clear. Don't let them see a hint of fear. Lines and dots, zoom in, zoom out. Open your window, let them hear you shout. Right on the post, right on the street. Always remember the future is near. Cut some cords, scratch some scars. Put on your cape and jump from the car. Open your mouth, take a deep breath. Run fast and don't stop at the end. You can be anything you want. You can be everything you choose. Do not slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know. You can be anything you want. You can be everything you choose. Do not slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, don't let anything stand in your way. Stand tall, think clear. I promise I'll always be here. Cut some cords, scratch some scars. Put on your cape and jump from the car. Open your mouth, take a deep breath. Run fast and don't stop at the end. You can be anything you want. You can be everything you choose. Do not let it slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know. You can be anything you want. You can be everything you choose. Do not let it slip away. 'Cause if you never try it, you never know.
I'm chafed to hell under my arms and my neck.
Results are available. You can come.
Right then, it's Sunday lunchtime, back from the training swim. Gonna give you a quick debrief of how it went. So the training swim is an event that takes place, I'm not sure how long it's been going for, but I did it back in 2019. It's always the Sunday before the race, so 6 days before the race. Back in 2019, it was a mass start, and I do know they had issues with people that wouldn't pay, and they'd get in the water still and sort of do the training swim, and then they just wouldn't get out through the arch to get the little wooden medal you get, and so forth, and obviously the t-shirt, etc. So I'm not sure if that's the reason, but I believe back in 2022 they've now made it a rolling start. And what they do, as you'll see from the footage Amy's put together, is if you're a professional athlete, you get to start in like a mini mass start in sort of knee-deep water and off you go. And then as an age group athlete, they roll you in the water 2 at a time. And it can take quite a while to get everybody in. I think there was close to 1,000 people, 800 to 1,000 people, I think, in the results. And speaking to a few people that started quite far back, it was sort of 20 minutes after the rest had started. So you end up quite spaced out, which for me, and ever since I've got into triathlon, I've always loved in a way of like the mass start element. Obviously there's bits of it that are unpleasant when you're sort of like swimming at threshold, trying to stay on feet and sort of wrestling around a bit in the water. But I enjoy that in the sense that I end up, or back in 2018-19 when mass starts were more popular, I always ended up swimming better. I remember swimming well in Leeds at the British Champs. Here I had 2 good swims, both in the training swim and the race, purely because I feel like you end up with people that are slightly better than you at swimming, or if you commit to it, you can kind of, same with sort of sitting behind a faster rider, right? You get pulled along a bit and motivated to kind of keep the effort high. So anyway, it was a staggered start. I was relatively close to the frontish. I think I went in like 2-3 minutes after. So in relative terms was some of the first athletes in the water. Started pretty well, and because it starts from the beach, I almost knew in my head that this was definitely going to be longer than 3.8k. But you go out, you don't normally, or can't normally swim out past the pier this way. You turn left, you basically swim over to the course, and then you do a right to follow the orange buoys out for what should be sort of 1.9k or so. I've had my watch on a 300 metre auto lap from swimming in the lake back at home, and I just so figured that it still was on that. I do sometimes have auto lap on when I open water swimming races to kind of figure out how far I'm in. But I remember it lapping for 2,100 metres as I was just doing my first right-hand turn at the far end of the course. And at that point, I was like, this is a 4K swim at least. And at that point, I sort of relaxed a little bit and didn't put pressure on myself to swim under the hour, which is sort of what I was aiming for or hoping to do in the race. I swam 101 in the training swim in 2019 and then swam a mid to high 58 in the race. And the conditions on race day back in 2019 were not favourable for fast swimming. But yeah, I sort of had some internal pressure on myself that I thought I've got to at least match that. So as soon as I knew that it was long, I sort of gave up on that. Overall, the swim went reasonably well. I made a really big rookie error that I didn't put any Vaseline either under my arms or on my neck. And I basically had the same experience as what happened in Nice last year in very salty sea, where because I had my tri-suit up, and it's a new tri-suit, I was sort of testing it. The Blue 70 swim skin, then how it interacted with the suit wasn't good in the sense that it rubs under the arms. I'm pretty sure it's not specific to either the suit or the swim skin. It's just something that happens in very salty water when you do have 2 layers on. I'm going to try and swim this week with the suit down and see what it's like putting on wet. I have a feeling it might be quite difficult to put on wet, so I'm going to have it up, but I'm just going to have to Vaseline quite heavily under my arms, and particularly on my neck. My neck seems to swell up. I got stung by a jellyfish in like 2019, and every time I swim in the sea, it always comes back exactly the same place. And I also breathe to that side, which kind of exacerbates the issue a bit. Anyhow, I thought I was swimming reasonably well. I was swimming at my usual kind of Ironman effort. I was pretty solo for most of it. I reckon I spent about 6 minutes on feet in total. The way back was difficult to sight. They don't put as many buoys out as there would be in the race, but I'm used to sighting back to the pier. And I did that, and I probably ended up a bit far to the right, and I can see on my like Strava file there's a bit of a curve, so there's a little bit of extra distance there potentially, and then back into the harbour or the cove. My watch beeped for what would it have been, 3.9, and I was still outside the pier, so at that point I knew it was well over 4,000. I've seen people measure it between sort of 4 and 4,200 metres, so quite a lot longer. Got out the water and had a quick look at the watch, and I believe my official finish time was 1:06:25, which even then I was quite surprised. I thought it'd be over an hour, but 1:06 is quite a long time. I have had a scan at the results and some names I'm familiar with and what they sort of swim, and it does seem about right. You know, there's a few lads I know that swim quicker than me that I lost a similar amount of time to when I've raced them before over an iron distance, and there's a few lads I know who swim slower than me, and I sort of was ahead of them about where I'd expect to be. So I'm not panicking or anything like that, and not necessarily dwelling on it too much. I believe on race day, when the 300 of us in the 30 to 34 age group start together, I'll have a much better experience at getting on feet and sort of racing, and I'll be much more filled with the adrenaline and, you know, the desire to like be racing rather than sort of doing it as a training swim. So yeah, that is the training swim complete. That also basically means from now on I shut things down. So gonna go for a run later, should be about an hour and a quarter, which will be nice. But from Monday onwards, it's taper time, chill out. I've got a few short sessions to do. Got a little brick session on Wednesday to do. Thursday's an off the feet day, so only a swim, and then Friday's just racking the bike, do my usual pre-race ritual run and things like that. But yeah, pretty chilled from now. And the family arrive later this week, and yeah. Oh, drama on the golf course. So if you've enjoyed this debrief, if you have enjoyed any of the Kona videos so far and you've still not hit that subscribe button, please do so. Nearly 68% of you watch these videos and you're not subscribed. It would be great to tick over that 1500 mark relatively soon and possibly even get close to 2000 by the end of this trip. Thank you very much for all your support and help, and let's get cracking to race day.